Everyone, welcome to my video about the upcoming Duskull Community Day, which happens to fall on October 9th. And I know Duskull is kind of getting some hate on this for Community Day, especially for us players that have been sticking around for a while. And I'm going to be honest, is it the coolest shiny ever? The color, you may argue, it's really cool, just like that red Duskull. But also the rarity, it's like, you go through the Halloween events or anytime it's a spawn and you find maybe one, maybe two during an event and you think, wow, like this is a cool shiny. And now it's Community Day where it's gonna be more available. But at the same time, that's not exactly why we play Pokemon Go, not just for shinies, but probably the #1 thing why I'm replaying Community Day myself is, which is going to lead into tip number 1, and tip number 1 is going to be Stardust. And that's why I am so excited for this Community Day. I don't care that we're getting some Pokemon that people kind of are iffy about, but at the same time we have to get these Pokemon that are kind of not so sought after or kind of more common to kind of appreciate like the good Community Days like we had Gibble. That was an awesome Community Day. And I mean, some people were kind of upset that we weren't able, that it was given to us so easily, because some people rated it really hard for it, spent lots of money on passes. But with Pokemon Go, you just have to think about the long term. Like, am I willing to pay for it now and get it, or do I wait? Anyways, Stardust. I'm going to mention Stardust because one great thing about this Community Day is it's 3 times catch Stardust. And I say catch Stardust, I don't mean save up all of your rewards that give you Stardust. I mean save up your Pokemon that are random encounters from field research that give you more Stardust because they're a 2nd or a 3rd stage, which will help you maximize your Stardust. And that's the whole reason why I'm making this video, is to help you maximize your Stardust. Stardust is something we spend on Pokemon Go to power up our Pokemon, and we are in a constant need of it when there's a new raid boss, when we don't have the best counters, or we find that really cool Pokemon, a Hundo or like a Shundo of a Pokemon, and we need to level it up really fast, or we just need to have the Stardust. And that's why we need to be careful with our Stardust, because we need to save it. But my top tips to get the Stardust is, like I mentioned earlier, is your 2nd stage or 3rd stage evolutions in the field research. Also, just catching as many as possible. Just go out there, get an auto catcher running, and then just fast catch as many as possible. And also look for those researches that's like catch 3 Duskull and it gives you like 500 Stardust. It might not seem like a lot, but as you keep on completing those and also getting the ones where it catches or it gives you a Duskull encounter, we want to make sure we're getting those so we can maximize on our Stardust. Stardust, you just want to stack high up and then just create a benchmark that you're not going to go under, because when you have lots of Stardust, you feel like you can actually play the game. And once you're past level 40, it's all about the XL candies. And so if you're just starting out now, just save up your Stardust. Just wait till you're leveled up. Get like millions. But for some of us who kind of are playing it, we need more Stardust. Everyone needs more Stardust. Go out there and just play as hard as you can. Who cares if it's a Duskull that you don't need? Who cares if its move that it's getting his Shadow Ball isn't the best for PvP? We just care about the Stardust in this event. Unless you don't have a shiny Duskull, then that's good. That's really awesome about these Community Days, is we almost get a guaranteed shiny if you're going out there and playing as hard as you can, because that's just like the funnest part about Community Day, is seeing all those shinies, all those sparkles, because it's still a little exciting. And also, if you're feeling a little down, just go with a friend or two and just have a competition. Who can get the most shinies, who can get the most Stardust. Just add more things to that to make it more exciting. And so in order to maximize on getting all the Stardust you possibly can get and need, I'm gonna go into my tip number 2. Tip number 2 is gonna be bag management. So I'm gonna talk about your items and your Pokemon storage. Your bag, what Pokeballs, what berries you're gonna need. So I always recommend going into any community day or anything, going with about 300 Panaps. And if it's Pokemon you already have a whole ton of candies, then it's not the biggest concern. Then maybe 100, 150. Just go in and go crazy with those Panaps. And once you hit a point where you feel like you have enough, just start fast catching. And so I'm going to recommend about 500 Ultra Balls. That's if your bag space can handle it. Now, I'm going to say as much as possible, because if you can hold more than 500 Ultra Balls, that's great, because you're going to be able to catch them a lot faster and get as much Stardust as possible. I remember I played during, was it Go Fest this year? I thought a 500 would be a good benchmark. I probably ran out with like a few hours left. Luckily I was around enough stops to spin and get my gotcha getting stops, but that was super annoying and frustrating, was not being able to find the Pokeballs and the Ultra Balls, because the Ultra Balls just help you fast catch a whole lot better. Now with your Pokemon storage, I recommend that you have a third at least of your Pokemon available. I can hold about 1,700 spaces if I remember right, so I'm gonna have at least, I could probably bring it down to 1,200, 1,000, and just go over those Pokemon you don't need, those Pokemon you don't need to power up, those Pokemon that you're just holding on to for no reason. Or if you have to trade a Pokemon, if you're looking to trade Pokemon, go and trade them, get rid of them, clear up your space, because I don't want you having to spend your event going, oh, let's check, do I have any 4 stars, I'm not going to delete these, do I have all the shinies? No, you just go through and you're like, I don't even need a clear space. I mean, you probably will if you're going to go out and catch like a ton of Pokemon, but if you're only doing it once a day, you're only missing out on 30, maybe you're missing out on like 5-10 minutes at most. Just being cautious that you're not deleting some Pokemon that you may need to save on or hold on to. And so my next tip that we're gonna go over is, where should I play? Now, whenever I go to community day or go to events, I try to find parks that are a circular motion or a downtown area that's pretty dense in stops. And why I recommend a circular place over a linear place, just a place where you go back, you walk to one end, walk back, walk end, is because by the time that you've made the lap around, the spawns are already respawned, and if it's a big enough circle, so then you don't have to worry about, oh well, now they're not spawning, I have to use my incense, and my incense is only spawning so often. And also just in dense spots, and also where people are playing Pokemon Go, because there's been times where I'm like, I need this Pokemon to complete my deck. Just go up to someone and they say, yeah, I got plenty of them, just let me know what you have and we'll trade. Or just go with your friends and you'll be able to trade. And also, one thing I really love about playing with lots of people is every now and then you get chances of getting a hundo call out. I remember on Gibble Community Day, I was at a park and people were like, oh my gosh, there's a hundo Gibble right over here. So everyone just ran after it, and I got it. Fortunately, it wasn't my beloved Shundo. I was able to get that later on in the day, but just being around people and being able to get call outs is probably the most amazing thing. So to wrap this all up, remember, we want Stardust. We want to make sure our bags open and we're ready, so we're not having to spin stops, and so we can just play. And then also, our third one is make sure you're in a good place, either a downtown or a circular park. And I'm gonna say this: get excited for this community day, because that 3 times Stardust, it's great. And also all the XP you get while catching and spinning stops. that's always one thing we have to keep in mind. Pokemon Go is that long-term, just that long-term thought of, hey, we need to get to level 40, we need to get to level 50, we need to stack on XP, even if you're past level 50, or even if you are level 50, excuse me, because one day they might increase the level cap, just like how they increased level 40, because everyone thought 20 million was a lot. Now it's 176, which I am a long far off. Even though I'm only at level 43, I still have a long ways to go. I think about 130 million XP, which is like almost 5 times, or almost 4 times the amount, or yeah, just over 4 times the amount of XP I have. So yeah, I just recommend that we look forward to these bonuses of events and just playing, because Pokemon Go is fun. That's why we play. If you're just playing it for that shiny Pokemon you want, or just that shiny, you're gonna get burnt out. Especially how this game kind of caters towards new players every now and then. For the most part, even you're gonna be like, hey, what the heck? We just need to have fun, though. That's my biggest encouragement, is make sure you're going out there and playing your heart out. I think I even have another thing I'm looking forward to, is I might even have a lucky trade or two that I can do that day. So just add to that. And I just want to say thanks for all your love and support. Just subscribe, like, comment, and I appreciate all of you guys who watch these videos, and I just want to say thanks and see you guys.